neighbor outside the door was desperately calling out to me for help, but I stayed focused on what I was doing the whole time. At that moment, an arrow struck my neighbor in the shoulder. Then a masked man appeared. With every stab the killer made, Sarah's body would slam hard against the door. Yet even with all that noise, I still didn't notice anything inside the house. The killer felt ignored at that point. He pounded the glass hard with his fists several times, but he was ignored again, so he had no choice but to finish dealing with Sarah's body first. After finishing up in the kitchen, I walked straight to the living room and turned on my computer. Then the killer had already pushed the door open and come inside. He was quietly creeping up behind me with a knife. Luckily, a video call popped up on my computer screen. It was my coworker Max. I am deaf and mute. While I was chatting with her about some work matters, Max suddenly said she saw a dark shadow pass behind me. I instinctively turned my head to look. There was nothing behind me. I told my friend it was probably just my little cat. After we finished chatting, I closed the computer and went to look for the cat. Strangely, no matter how many times I called for it that day, the cat never showed up. Then I got back to work. Soon a message from my own phone popped up on the screen. I opened it right away. Inside were several photos of me. Startled, I immediately looked toward the front door. The killer was standing there holding my phone, staring at me with a smug look. Fortunately, I reacted quickly enough and locked the door tight. That was the only thing that kept a tragedy from happening. The killer then shouldered his crossbow and went looking for another way in. I quickly tried to contact the police through my computer, but the killer got there first and destroyed the electrical box. My call for help failed. Then the killer dragged a blade across the glass, leaving a deep scratch. It felt like he was telling me I was done for that night. To make things worse, the killer also slashed all 4 of my car tires. He wanted to completely cut off any chance I had of escaping. With no other option, I tried to communicate with him. I wrote a few lines on the glass with lipstick. Then using the beam of a flashlight, I managed to draw the killer over. The message roughly said that I hadn't seen his face, and that if he was willing to leave, I promised I wouldn't tell anyone what happened that night. But the killer suddenly stood up. He pulled off his mask just like that. That meant there was no way he was letting me go that night. At that point, the killer wasn't in any rush to get inside. He wanted to wait and watch my composure slowly break down. That is what made the hunt fun.